Hello everyone, welcome back to a new video. Today I want to pour the feathers, and this is the feather wall art mold from Molds and Shapes. It's the shiny one. And I want to create a bowl, and I was inspired by Rebecca from Art of Chester Cat, and she did a wonderful bowl in white and some color shift colors. So I really loved it, and yeah, I thought I just try a bowl as well. So I'm now painting the, I don't know how you call this, practically the back or the, I don't know, the spine of the feather. Maybe you can tell me what the name is, because I really don't know the English name. Actually, I also don't know the German name. So I think Rebecca said the correct name for it in her German video. So anyway, you know what I mean. So this I paint in gold, and I have the Sarara Crystal Gold from Petra Jungblut, which is a very soft gold, and I have some druzy pigment, which will be my feathers. So I'm just speeding it up a little bit, and I clean my mold also with a baby wipe, some alcohol, so any traces, I can always get rid of with my little towel with a little bit alcohol, and everything is okay. Then I mixed some Magic Smoke. It's a mica from Stefanie Etter, together with some Interference Pearl. So to get a light gray tone. I was at that point not sure how the druzy is going to look like, so I thought maybe grayish might be a nice color. So I'm just filling up my feathers. Please try to be very careful that you are not pouring too much resin into your mold, because at some places of this mold the feathers are quite delicate, so it's easy to overfill your mold. So just try to be careful. I was lucky that time I didn't overfill, and I also mixed up enough resin, not too much, not too less, so my feathers could be filled all over. And you see, I'm very careful. I'm just waiting then a tiny bit, and then I pour further. And then at the end, I just fill my gaps. So, and then I let this cure like 24 hours, but because the feathers are quite thin, you will see it later, they are quite bendable still. But I'm not going to show you the unmolding, because I just take the feathers out of the mold and that's it. So I guess I'm almost done, and then I can get to the next step very soon. For the feathers here, I used a very low viscosity resin, so I don't have any air bubbles. And then I'm using here also some alcohol spray, just to make sure that some bubbles which are on the top are gone. So, and these are the feathers demolded, and look at this quite nicely purple sheen. It looks a little bit like lavender color. I really adore this, and I really love this. And this is the gray tone at the back side, and you can see the thin resin which I was using. It makes traces, so this won't be my top coat anyway. So I have here now the huge mold from Molds and Shapes. It's the XL size. It's a square mold, the tray mold, and I thought I do my feathers in a square mold. Rebecca actually used the round mold from Molds and Shapes, the XL tray mold. So I now mixed up some resin, and I'm using here the ultra cast resin, and I use the Resin Tint Max from Elchem Suave Mauve, and it's a nice sort of lavender tone, and I added a little bit of the Interference Pearl into this pigment paste, so I have more of a pearl tone. This Suave Mauve is already a pearl pigment paste, but I just wanted the pearl color to come out a little bit more, so that's why I'm using it. I mixed up round about 340 grams of resin so that my bottom of the mold's just covered and I can place my feathers later. So I really love this color, and I know it's a contradiction to the gray of the backside of the feathers, but I didn't want to go with gray for my bowl. I decided to use this tone because it matches with the druzy effect on the feathers themselves. So I divided my resin, and then I did what Rebecca did. I never did this before. I just use a little bit of the resin which is in my mold, and I wetten my feathers from the back side, and this avoids getting bubbles on the other side. So this is what I'm doing, just making sure I cover this roughly. I'm not quite accurate with this, but I think it's okay, so that the resin can suck to the resin and that no bubbles can be trapped on the back side of the feathers. And then I'm placing my feathers, and there I have this single piece of the feather because it's also in a feather mold like this. So don't worry, I didn't break it or anything. That's the design of the wall art feather mold. And then I just place it a little bit away from its normal part. So I'm just adjusting a little bit my feathers so it's quite centered, and then later I will just let my resin cure. I will use some alcohol, you see it there in my bottle, and I'm spraying so that there are no air bubbles on my surface. So I had my resin cured, and I just sprinkled a little bit of the druzy pigment at the sides, so I have a little bit effect as well with the druzy effects. I just did it randomly, and now I'm making the top coat with the top coat resin from Elegem. So it's quite clear, you see it, and I just pour it on top. I cannot remember how much I mixed, but I think it was something between 400 and 500 grams of resin. And you see I'm slowly pouring my clear resin into the mold. I'm just quite carefully, so I'm just making sure that my mold and my feathers are covered. I'm so curious how this bowl is gonna look like at the end. Quite excited about it, and I think it's a brilliant idea again from Rebecca, making a huge bowl with another bowl and with another mold design. So like I said before, I'm totally inspired by her. Anyway, that's me done. I just lost my thread, I'm sorry. That's me done, and I just let my resin cure, and I hope there's gonna be a nice surface. I didn't need to torch because it was really bubble free. So this is the next day, time for demolding, and look how shiny this surface is. I really let it cure 24 hours before I took it out of the mold, and I'm very, very happy so far. And look also the druzy effect. Yeah, I don't like what I've done there with, I should have used the same color, but it's the back side, and well, it's the pouring, it's the front side that counts, and that's why I'm not so upset about it. Yeah, here I'm explaining again that I just sprinkled a little bit of the druzy effect. You can see it maybe a little bit. Really like it. Anyway, so now the next step is gonna come, and I didn't film this. I need to get rid of the sharp edges, so I have this tool and I just do it, and then we see each other again when I am bending my bowl. So I already placed the tray in hot water. I waited another 2 days before I did it because I wanted my resin to be really hard and really cured. So I had it like 10 minutes in hot water, so you see how bendable it is. And I'm taking some ducting tape and I'm just adjusting my bowl just to see how I get on. Some people are taking the heat gun. For me, it works the best with the water. This is also inspired by Rebecca from Art of Chest Jacket. But anyway, I will link her video also in my description box. I think I forgot to mention this, so you can have a look at her video because I think it's very beautiful. Anyway, you see me here fiddling around till I have the shape I want to have. Sometimes, it takes a while. And yeah, I was still not happy. That was not shaped enough, so I needed to bend it a little bit more, my resin piece, and then I fixed it with the tape again. And yeah, that's how I was busy with this for a while, but I think this is normal till you have the result which you want to have and where you are satisfied with. So you see, I'm again fiddling on the other side, bending, looking, and there you go. I think now I was finally happy. What I did then off camera, I painted the edges just very thin with a silver marker. So this is what you're gonna see at the final result. So with this, I love and leave you. I hope you enjoyed the video, and please don't forget to look at Rebecca's video because she did an awesome job. And yeah, take care guys. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.